There's something about retirement that no one's really prepared for. Not the money side, not the spreadsheets, not even the risk. It's the strange feeling that no matter how close you get, it still doesn't feel quite finished. You can be doing everything right, saving, planning, reducing risk, and yet retirement still feels just out of reach. I've been thinking a lot about why that is, because it's something I keep noticing in myself. Every time I think I'm nearly there, the sense of relief doesn't arrive. Instead, the bar quietly moves. And I don't think that's a coincidence. And here's what I've realised: retirement doesn't have a fixed finish line, it's a moving one. At the start, the goal feels clear. If I just reach this number, I'll be fine. Then you get closer to that number, and suddenly the goal shifts. Now, it's not just enough money, it's enough buffer, enough safety, enough margin for error. Then it becomes about timing, the markets, interest rates, property values, inflation. Then family needs enter the picture, responsibilities, unexpected costs, things that you didn't plan for. And without even noticing it, the definition of enough quietly expands. Not because you're greedy, not because you're irresponsible, but because once you're close enough to see the edge clearly, you also start to see everything that could go wrong. And that's the part nobody really thinks about at the start. Early on, retirement is abstract, it's a distant idea. Later on, it becomes very real, and reality brings fear with it. I've noticed that the closer retirement gets, the more my thinking changes. At the beginning, it was about escape, getting out, reducing stress, protecting my health. But later on, it became about protection, making sure I don't mess it up, making sure I don't put pressure on people I care about, making sure I don't have to undo the decision later. That shift is subtle, but it's really powerful. Because once your focus moves from freedom to protection, the finish line almost has to move. You're no longer running towards something, you're guarding against everything. And that's really exhausting. This is where retirement planning can quietly turn into something else. Not motivation, not excitement, but low level tension. You keep telling yourself you're close, but your body doesn't really feel it. Because psychologically, your brain is doing its job. It's scanning for risk. And the more you think about retirement, the more risk you become aware of. Which is why planning can sometimes make things feel worse rather than better. I had to sit with that for quite a while because on paper things might look fine, but emotionally it can feel unfinished. What helped was realizing that this isn't a failure of my planning, it's a feature of being close. When something matters, certainty becomes more important than speed. That doesn't mean you stop planning, it doesn't mean you give up, but it does mean recognizing when the moving finishing line is psychological rather than financial. For me, that realization changed how I look at retirement. Instead of asking, why doesn't this feel done yet? I started asking, what am I actually trying to protect right now? Is it health, family, peace of mind, or future flexibility? Once I saw that, the tension made a bit more sense. It wasn't that retirement was far away, it was that I was measuring it by a standard that keeps evolving. And if this resonates with you, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not behind, you're not failing, and you're not doing it wrong. You're just close enough for it to feel real, and real things come with weight. If you're in that space right now, you're not alone. And this channel exists because I'm working through it too.